Welcome to International Securities Exchange's podcast series. Facilitated by renowned educators, ISE podcasts are intended to teach beginning as well as seasoned investors the ins and outs of trading. To find an updated list of podcasts, please visit www.ise.com/podcasts. Please be sure to listen to our important message following this episode regarding the risks of investing in exchange-traded options.
So that's, but to think about the danger of the euro going away, we're not going to wake up tomorrow and see that there's not going to be any more euro. Could it be down? Yes. If you're scared, and I've been scared many times trading, I don't have a position in the euro right now, but if I did and I was scared, I might buy a put option on the EU, even though the euro's down quite a bit, because you just never know how far it's going to go. And that's what trading's about, being in your comfort zone and not overextending yourself. Mike, do you mind talking about the psychology of trading and being in that comfort zone and without any specifics?
Oh, absolutely. One thing that I've always told people in terms of planning a trade, if it's keeping you up at night, then I really wouldn't get in it. We manage millions of dollars at Know Your Options, and I'm not awake at night worrying about trades. Just from the standpoint that if it's going to go up, this is what we do. If it's going to go down, this is what we're going to do. If it stays the same, this is what we're going to do. And that's with currencies, and that's with everything that we do. So from the standpoint of the psychological aspect of it, I think that's something that's very important, is that you have the right risk management put into place. In something like the euro, if you want to delve into those waters, the great conundrum always exists that, excuse me, should I just go long or short a futures contract on it and then take a guess one way or the other, but then I'm concerned with that, so maybe I should just do an FX option on it, but then the volatility's too high. Well, volatility's too high, so maybe I should do some type of a spread of some sort. So you wrestle with that type of thing all the time. I think what the best thing to do if you want to delve into the euro would be to come up with a plan from the standpoint of, I either think that it's going to either go way up or way down. I think that this is the end of the euro, so I'm going to do a bear put debit spread on it, or I'm going to just buy a put on it, depending on how far down you think it's going to go. Or I think everybody's crazy, I think this thing's going to come back. Then you buy a call, or you buy a call spread on it. The reason that we're staying out of the euro right now is because, from a neutral standpoint, we believe that volatility is too high. If we were to buy a straddle, then we don't want to pay that much premium for a straddle, or a strangle for that matter. Now, do we have the courage to be naked options on the euro right now? Quite frankly, I do not. And I was talking earlier about staying up at night. If I were naked options, calls or puts on the euro right now, I don't think I'd sleep. So that's kind of our philosophy on how we're looking at the euro right now.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a very good point. Listen, Mike has some great insight into the markets, and he's very consistent. And Know Your Options are consistent no matter which asset class they're looking at. They're trying to fine-tune portfolios. They try to find investors that are, of course, looking for services that need someone that understands options, as Mike and his partner. They really understand options very, very well. So if you live here in the United States, as Mike said, he's only licensed to take clients in the United States. Well, you can contact Know Your Options. For those of you that are elsewhere, Canada or Europe or Asia, well, you can listen to Mike's presentations, and you can sort of get a drift of what he's doing, but you probably have to implement it yourself. Mike, do you have any closing comments?
Just a couple of things. As always, manage your risk. If you're going to trade naked options, or you're going to be a credit spreader, or you're going to be an option seller, understand that that premium is not guaranteed. And I know that we all hear stuff like this all the time in this business, but what I've found is that there's a lot of people that don't really do it. So I want to just say it again. I hope I'm not beating a dead horse, and I pray that you actually take the advantage. Understand the risk that's involved with options. If you're selling options, respect the fact that it can go against you. And if you're buying options, respect the fact that time decay is working against you. So With that, it's about risk management. The market's going to do what the market's going to do, and the important thing of it is just being in the right position and managing your own specific risk and customizing it to what your needs are.
Well put, Mike. Very well put. I want to thank you, Mike, for putting together such a cohesive presentation. It really flowed very well, and I'm sure the attendee, I've got some nice comments back already, but I'm sure when I get the feedback tomorrow, it'll be very, very positive. I thought it was great, and again, I want to thank you because I know how much effort you put into this presentation. So thanks again.
Oh, thank you. I learned from the best, and you've been a mentor to me through the years that we've worked together, and it's always a pleasure to come back and work on the ISC platform.
Well, we'll have you back real soon, Mike, and thanks again, and safe travels if you do any traveling. I know you're pretty much at home nowadays, but stay safe.
Will do. Thank you again for having me.
Thanks, Mike. I really appreciate it. So that was Mike Tosaw. Know your options. You can go to, if you're here in the States, go to Know Your Options to learn more about his services. And if you're not, you can go back and listen to Mike's previous presentations via archive and listen to different strategies that he's talked about. It's not always been about the straddles and strangles, but different other option strategies. So you can go back and check that out at fxoptions.com. I want to remind everyone that tomorrow I will be talking about Back to Basics. You know, we have this program going on, Back to Basics, where we started sort of what is an option, and now we're up to FX Options Greeks. I just did pricing last week, so tomorrow is the Greeks. So that'll happen at 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific. And again, if you're in Europe or Asia, probably not in the best time slot for you. But even if you're listening to this later on, and you can always go back to the archive at fxoptions.com and check out the presentation. Next week we have John Yeagerson talking about timing your FX options entry and exit points using Fibonacci. And then we have Trading Central FX Options Trend Opinions. That'll be next week. So please join us. In fact, that's not going to be at 4:30. That'll be at 10 o'clock in the morning because Trading Central is located in Paris, France. So, again, I want to thank Mike Tosaw. Mike, thanks again for the great presentation. And I want to thank all of you, the attendees. You guys make it great. Great questions. And please fill out the surveys at the end of the presentation. I try to read all of the surveys because I try to invite guests that you guys would find very, very interesting, and also try to suggest topics that you would also find very interesting. So thanks again. On behalf of the International Securities Exchange, this is Steve Meisinger, your host, and again, Mike Tosaw, the presenter. We both wish you a great trading day tomorrow, and please join us back at the ISC real soon. Take care now, everyone. Bye now.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. To find more podcasts on options, stocks, alternative markets, and market data, please visit www.isc.com/podcasts.